Yo, we're back again. Another episode of The Grounded Show, number 131, I believe.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a little minute.
We're back.
You know, dealing with a couple little things, but we back again, man. Actually, we'll jump right into one of the first topics, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to Jari, man.
Yeah.
He had a little post recently.
Little inspirational post.
Yeah, man. Jari's a comedian out here in Orlando, doing big things, man. And he actually had a post just talking about how people, like, with podcasts and stuff, like, it's kind of like a flawed system a little bit because, like, when you make it, like, episodic, like, every week or whatever the case is.
You're too concerned just about putting out content, whether it's quality content or not.
You get caught up in, like, the content algorithm thing, and then you kind of, like, lose the effect of, like, the stuff you're saying and what you're doing and everything.
You're putting something out just to put it out.
Yeah. And that is funny because that was something that we actually kind of talked about when we were, like, retooling how we were going to do
Just like
things.
a few days before.
Yeah, literally. And it's kind of that same idea, like, with the podcast, like, I feel like we're kind of shifting out of that era where, like,
I feel so
people
too,
are just doing, like, content-based stuff, like, just got to get content.
Like, we got to get clips out. We got to be in the algorithm every single day, every single second. Like, we kind of reanalyze what we're trying to do. In our path forward, and we're like, you know what? I think we got to focus more on the quality of it.
Yeah, facts. And even like even just the idea of, like, they were putting so much money, I feel like, into promoting content, like, online. Like, even, for example, I always relate it back to music. Like, even, like, with the record labels, they were, like, on this real big kick where they were, like, putting a lot of money into, like, the digital footprint of, like, the artists they was pushing and stuff.
Yeah.
And now you see, like, major artists, like, on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. You'll see their pages and they got, like, you know, less than 1,000 likes. You know what I mean? Like, the views ain't like what they used to be. And people are, like, people that don't know kind of, like, put that together with, like, oh, they're not as popping as they once were.
Yeah, no, it's not like that.
And it's that thing, bro, like, people really don't understand how much things are just, like, the money that's being put behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a like, on YouTube, for example, I have a ton of people I subscribe to. It's not even a ton. Let me just say that. I have, like, maybe 24 people I subscribe to, and they just try to put so much content out that I get lost in what's actually valuable for me to watch. Like, I want to see a fresh episode, and I have, like, a best stuff episode or a recap episode or a rewind episode. It's like, I wish I could just go to my subscriptions and just see the brand new full episode of the people I subscribe to, but there's so much with the videos and the recaps and the reels and the shorts. Like, I have to go scroll down probably 10 times to find the actual episode of their latest episode to watch. And I feel like there's so much, it doesn't even fit in my algorithm anymore. And I don't even subscribe to that many people.
Yeah, and it becomes this thing where it's like you're almost just trying to pass the time with the content as opposed to, like, really getting anything from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it really shows in a lot of the stuff that you watch and listen to. Like, you'll see, for example, like, there's certain comedians that have podcasts. Like, for example, like Theo Vaughn.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's gotten to a point where, like, he's just doing it because it's a successful vehicle for him. It helps him sell his shows and stuff. And then you start seeing certain people that he's interviewing, and, like, you hear the vibe of the interviews, and you can tell that it's not the same feeling as before.
It's not.
Because it's just like he's just already monetized it and got it to a point where it just turned into something like
he's doing it for fun.
Exactly. It's just what he
like. He had the Riz boy on there. He had a random Amish boy on there. It's just like random stuff. It's stuff that he doesn't have to do for views. It's stuff that here's an episode. People are gonna watch it.
Yeah. And I feel like it's even like one of those things where it's just you have to put it out. So you just grab whatever you can. Whoever wants to come on, as long as they got enough clout or whatever, like you'll rock with it. You know what I mean? Even like today, the Cardi B album dropped. We're recording this on a Friday.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Damn.
And she was even talking about how, like, in an interview with the Breakfast Club, she kind of mentioned how the label still believes in her and still, like, puts money behind her and stuff like that. And it's because, like, she got that organic thing where people rock with her. Like,
people are just gonna listen.
Even if they weren't dropping, like, crazy amount of money, she just got that, like, authentic kind of style that people rock with her.
Yeah.
So obviously the label's still gonna push that because they know their dollar's gonna go farther because it's already gonna work just because it's her. You know what I mean?
That's a funny thing you mentioned Cardi B, because something I saw that was rare out of all the outlets and, like, the podcast, because, you know, everybody does a podcast rollout. and all the features and everything, she did like an Apple One interview with Kelly Rowland.
Yeah.
I just thought that was rare, like for her demographic and all the lanes she could choose as part of her rollout. She chose Apple One with Kelly Rowland. And it wasn't the best interview. It was good, but it's like that combination of them two just didn't mix.
Yeah.
Like I would figure she'd go on some more hip hop related, podcasts or some more hip hop artists, but she chose that that outlet. And it was still successful. Everybody still watched it and everybody still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it might even just been one of those things that she rocks with Kelly Rowland. You know what I mean? And
but
she
no,
just wanted to do
if you watch that, you could tell that they probably
like a
know
weird energy.
They know nothing. Kelly Rowland didn't even know how to respond to some of Cardi B's responses. She's like,
Well, if it's, I don't know really anything about Kelly Rowland's podcast, but if it's an Apple podcast, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it was still successful, but that's why I think.
Well, not even just the successful aspect of it. Like, I'm pretty sure it was just like, yo, you're gonna do this interview. You know what I mean?
Okay,
If it's a music streaming service, you dropping an album, like you're gonna do this interview.
Yeah,
you know
but like Summer Walker has a show and Summer Walker's on the album. Like, why didn't she do that? That would have been the perfect mix right there. You know,
that's true.
And she didn't choose that. Instead, she went with the Kelly Rowland on the album.
Man, speaking of interview choices, dog.
Oh yeah,
the Dame Dash Breakfast Club interview.
Yeah,
man.
that was something else.
Yo, I actually like the Breakfast Club. They'll drop their interviews as like part of the show and just the interview, so you get the whole interview.
Yeah,
not necessarily for like the knowledge from it, but just like for me to want to hear it. I listened to the whole interview, bro, and it's crazy to me how like split people are about it, because I honestly thought it was gonna be like a thing where people were just like, yo, what is he saying
against Dame Dash?
Against Dame.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the comments that you read, people are like, nah, he's valid, y'all just not listening, this and that. And it's like I feel like people get it confused a little bit, because it's like he could be saying, like, the stuff he could be saying could be valid, but we talking about it from the lens of like his situation, what he's going through.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want, I don't know, at least for me, bro, like anytime that I seek wisdom from somebody, I want it from somebody that is doing something or living a life that I aspire to get to. You know what I mean? Like, when I see Dame, I don't see somebody that I'm
not
like,
at
I
all.
want to be like Dame Dash. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just funny, man.
Didn't he say like he's the president of Revolt and he's not even that? Like, they came out and said that no, he's not.
And he didn't even try to frame it like, oh, it's just because they do this thing where they have like interim, quote unquote CEOs, where they'll like run it, quote unquote, for a month, like a promo type thing. He didn't even say that. And that's what I thought. I'm like, maybe he's talking about that, but he's trying to gas it. But then Revolt came and was like, it's not even that. We're not even doing that
at
thing,
all.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, bro.
Yeah.
There's one thing about like just talking and trying to sound like you know what you're talking about. And he might, like, there is some stuff that he talked about that was valid. Like, just certain technical things, certain things here and there. But it's like, bro, you're not talking about what you're really going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is not your situation. You're saying, oh, you don't know about X, Y, and Z. You might know about it, but you're not making no money off it because you're not living how you how you acting like you living, bro.
No, not at all. And this is my thing about Dame Dash. It's like, as I think his approach is he's trying to inspire people, but at the same time he's putting down a bigger demographic outside of the one. Like, he's trying to say, if you don't run a business, you ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just you working for the man. You ain't the man. But at the same time, you can't have a business without people like that who's going to work for you and put that work in for you. Like, you can't diss the people that are going to make you have a successful business, that are going to work for your business and do that. And that's the only thing that I do not like about his messages.
And the thing I don't like about Dame either is like he's preaching this message of like being a certain way, and he kind of, his brand right now is kind of like, I left the mainstream, but I'm still doing it bigger than the mainstream people. Exactly. And it's like, bro, it's cool. You want to preach, I didn't follow like everybody else followed, but then you're still asking for the support from the mainstream platforms. You still wanting to be on shows like The Breath. Like, bro, if it's me, and I'm making the money that he's saying he's making, you think I'm gonna go on the Breakfast Club to explain myself?
Exactly.
Like I'm gonna go to the Breakfast. No, I really do got money. Like, bro, if you really do got money,
He's over explaining himself. He's trying to prove a point that should naturally be projected if you are at that status. Coming in a 3-piece suit, you know what I'm saying? Birdman is at that status. He came in a t-shirt and some jeans and the chain. No, he didn't have to explain to nobody how big he was.
And he didn't explain nothing. He just told him
you know
stop disrespecting me.
But the thing is, a person at his level, he didn't have to explain that, and he came in and talked his talk, whatever he wanted to say. I feel like Dame Dash tried to do the same thing Birdman did, but he came in a 3-piece suit trying to prove he was the man to justify the reason he was talking to Charlamagne like that.
Yeah, and like kind of like the question I have from that was, do you feel like you need to explain yourself to people you don't respect?
Oh, not at all.
Because that was like the energy Dame came with. It's like, I don't respect y'all, but I'm here explaining myself.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, it's like, bro, if you don't respect people and you don't think they on the level that you're on and you think you're that much smarter, you got that much more money, you got X, Y, and Z, why are you even in this room?
Yeah.
He was in there like talking about, oh, this studio is uninspiring.
Yeah.
You guys don't even got a window, this and that, whatever. But it's like, but
you know
there, bro.
You know what that is to me? Projecting.
Yeah, and it's like you pulled up though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't pull up.
There's a reason you're here.
And needing their reach, but then trying to like downplay it. You
and
know
that's what I think. I think he's at a state, and I don't like that he's at this state at such an older age with what he has accomplished in the past. Maybe he's not accomplishing today, but he came in there because, you know, he's been there a bunch of times. And that was with the old Charlamagne, when Charlamagne was just dissing him like crazy. At this point, I think he came in there to say, oh, you used to diss me before. You want to know how successful I am now? Diss me now. And I'm going to diss you on top of that. Why are you doing that? Like you said, if you don't respect these dudes, why do you even have to prove that point on the Breakfast Club to them?
Exactly. Especially if you doing what you say you're doing. You know what I mean? And another thing that's kind of like tied into that is like you see somebody like Dame and how he's gone about his business like after his height as far as like celebrity and like things that he's done or whatever. And then you got other people like Pharrell, the Clips, you know what I mean?
Never have to do that.
They had that concert at the Vatican.
Oh, bro.
First of its kind. You know what I mean? It was called Grace for the World concert. Yeah. They had a performance at the Vatican with a whole bunch of other acts there. The Clips performed there with John Legend.
Birds Don't Sing. Yep. That was beautiful, man.
And it was.
I got chills. I'm not gonna lie, I got chills.
And it's crazy because like the chills are justified because it's like, bro, that's the Vatican, bro. Yeah. Like this is a place that's been.
And they had like 100 people choir, probably more. That choir was so big. John Legend on the piano starting it off. Just them in their suits. Just big stage, 3 people. Like I think it was set up perfectly.
I always respect Malice and how he like stuck to his guns and really said that I'm not gonna rap unless the situation is how I want it to be. Cause I'm 100% sure if Malice didn't take that stance, they're not gonna have the resurgence they're having now.
Oh, at all.
They're not performing at the Vatican. You know what I mean?
You know
if
what?
He just kept going the status quo, it would have just kept going the status quo. You know?
made a good point about Malice, and I didn't even realize that until you said it. He also is kind of showing that he's not stepping away from religion, because that was the reason he left rap. He's still about the religion. But he's rapping again, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. And man, speaking of religion, dog, Canelo found God last week, bro. That was
my man.
Yo, you know what's something crazy about the Crawford and Canelo fight? And it's funny because like you choose. This is a sidebar, but you notice how you'll pick and choose if you call somebody by the first or last name, depending on how cool it sounds. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I'm calling Crawford, but Canelo. Like it don't even make sense. But anyway, so. You watch that fight, and even just the talk leading up to the fight, I found it super interesting that they brought up age and attrition so much with Canelo.
Oh, yeah.
But Crawford was older than him by 2 years, bro. Like, and that's something that just me, not really paying attention to the age thing, I'm listening to the narrative, and then when it shows the tail of the tape, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
Crawford 2 years older than Canelo.
Yeah, he is.
So it kind of like, I was one of those that I was like, I thought Crawford was going to win, but I thought it was going to be, like, very technical. But...
You don't think it was?
I mean, I don't think it was technical from the point of view of, like he was hitting him, bro. Yeah. Like, if Canelo was a lesser fighter, bro, he would have went down, bro.
Yeah.
Cause Crawford was hitting them with some fucking shots, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was he ain't look like this quote unquote smaller or like less experienced fighter. You know, Canelo came at him and said, "You like you mentioned who you fought. You ain't fought nobody." And Crawford was like, "I'm fighting you.
Yeah.
Like you gonna see. Like you saying I ain't fought nobody. You gonna see when I fight you." And he really did show him, bro. Like I was, like I said, I thought Crawford would win, but I thought it would be more strategic. I'm not saying it wasn't strategic.
Yeah.
But I feel like he really like went at him. You know what I mean? And like he was just on the offensive and really just controlling the fight, but like the whole fight, bro. Like it wasn't like here and there. It wasn't like, oh, let me feel you out. No, it was like, bro, I'm standing here and I'm taking control of this fight.
Yeah.
And Canelo really couldn't do nothing about it, bro.
And I got the utmost respect for Canelo. Like he is one of my favorite fighters. Ever since he took the fight against Floyd Mayweather at 24 years old, when he was undefeated, like there was no reason he should have took that fight. And I think that is what launched him into his legacy that he's, you know, creating now. Even Floyd told him after the fight, like, I'm handing this torch off to you. Like, you're the next one up. After I'm gone, it's you.
Yeah.
And Canelo did that. And Canelo went and captured all these belts, and he still gave Crawford a chance to take all the belts from him. I think Canelo underestimated the thirst that Crawford would have to knock him out. So I think he thought, oh, he's going to come in here, try to knock me out. I'm going to wear him out. And Crawford said, nah, I'm going to come in here and bully you.
Yeah, facts.
And just bully you. And that was a smarter decision that Crawford made. And that's what I loved about the fight.
Yeah, man. It's like a weird thing in boxing right now because, man, for lack of a better term, I mean, obviously I know boxers are skilled or whatever, but I just feel like there's a lot of bums in boxing right now, man.
Yeah.
Like it's all like, and it's kind of going back what we was talking about with content and all that stuff. Is like I feel like it's starting to kind of move from that, like, yo, let me just have a nice looking record and have a good image.
That's it right
and
there.
I'll get the big fight.
That's it right
now
there.
Now it's kind of changing to like, now we're seeing, like, for example, you think about like the last like 5 to 7 years of quote unquote mega fights.
Yeah.
It was a lot of unproven fighters that like
got chances.
And even like, bro, like even that whole run of like Rolly Romero, Buddy, the light skinned dude that was under Golden Boy that he ended up getting suspended. Why can't that he found Gervonta Davis? I forgot his name. Ryan Garcia. You got people like that, and it's like they were good fighters, and I felt like he was a powerful fighter, but you just kind of saw him moving through the ranks, and you're like, bro, you fighting tomato cans, bro.
The May fight, Canelo, I forgot this guy's name because that was the worst fight ever. He was undefeated. He fought nobody to be undefeated, and they gave him the fight against Canelo, and he ran the entire fight. He just ran, and now it was so frustrating for Canelo. And that's because you're not supposed to fight somebody like that. But because he has an undefeated record, and everybody has an undefeated record because they pick and choose people that they can keep the undefeated record with, that's oversaturating boxing with undefeated boxers that are getting these big money shots, and they get these big bags to fight actual elite boxers like Canelo, and it's a terrible fight.
Yeah, and then before we was recording, you had asked like, is ducking elite opponents done in boxing?
Yeah.
And I feel like we're pretty much there because with UFC, which has been a while that the UFC's been around, but dog, UFC, the matchmaking in UFC is better than any boxing league.
Because who? Dana White.
Because
and who put this Canelo Crawford fight together? Dana White.
And the crazy thing about Dana White is like he really wanted to be a boxing promoter, but they wouldn't let him in. So he started going to the MMA thing and he built that up. So like it's funny, like boxing being entrenched in the bullshit they're entrenched in, kind of like they kind of shot themselves in the foot because they could have had Dana White running the ship in boxing and making the matchups, doing the promoting and everything. But since they wanted to stick to the same script that they've been doing, they kind of pushed them aside. He built up the UFC, and now boxing without UFC, honestly, like what is, you know what I'm saying? Like the only boxing fights that are doing real big are fights like this, like the Crawford Canelo one. and like crossover fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're even talking about Topuria fighting Crawford now.
Yep.
Like, because there's nobody left.
There's nobody.
You know what I mean? Like, who is Crawford going to box now, bro?
Yeah. And you know what? I think what I like what Dana White is doing, he's been doing it for a while. After someone wins a big match, he lets them call whoever they want to fight out. And you hear the fans. The fans want that fight. Then he puts that fight together. Boxing hasn't done that. They've been asking for this fight forever, and they finally did it because I think Dana White's in the ear, like, give the fans what they want. Mm-hmm. That is the fight that needs to happen. I think that's a difference maker. And if that could change in boxing, if they could actually give the fans the matchups and the pay-per-view events that they're asking for, that could really change the demographic of boxing and, like, where the landscape where it's at now. Because right now, nobody likes boxing.
Yeah, facts. And I'm a boxing fan, bro, and it's hard for me to, like, keep up with different things. Not because there's so much of it, because it's not really like there's a lot of boxing content. It's just, like I said, bro, there's so many bums that I look at, you know, this guy's 20-some and 0, 19 and 0, whatever. Then you see him in a fight, and you're like, this guy's undefeated? Like, he must...
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Yeah, facts, bro, facts. It'd be hard to watch sometimes, like, especially like when you're so used to seeing good fights growing up, and now all you see is, you know, just all these personalities that are making up through the ranks. You know what I mean?
To close on my point, whether Dana White stays involved or not, if they keep producing these type of matches, boxers will be matched up different on the way to these big matches. And then they'll get better matchups when they get to these big events like this. Yeah,
man. Speaking of idiot boxers, man, Adrien Broner was on the camera show. It is what it is.
That used to be my guy. I'm not gonna lie. That used to be my guy.
He's had like an epic fall off, bro. Like and it's funny because he's not necessarily like a crash out, because it's not like it happens like back to back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like he'll have an incident here. 8 months later, another one. A year later, another one. Like, he's always in the news for the wrong thing, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is about him.
And again, bro, he was on the Cameron show, talking to Cameron and Stat. Stat is the female co-host of the show, you know what I mean? And her name is Treasure Wilson, but she goes by Stat. So
she's young, too.
Yeah, young.
A lot younger than him.
Good-looking girl. So he's... You know, just being a hornball, bro.
Yeah.
The whole time talking
nuts,
about, she's so beautiful.
Like, they couldn't even get through the points. Like, they had to keep skipping the points because he kept interrupting with her. I love you, Stat.
Literally, bro. Like, I didn't know you were so beautiful in person. First of all, he sounds like every classic dirtbag you've met.
Of course, every classic hornball.
You know what I mean? You hear him and it's like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah.
And then Cameron says, you know, hey, I told you before, her boyfriend's here. You can't be violating. Yeah. But he kept going, and he just said, yo, I'm going to pay you, and you're going to get out of here. You know what I mean? And that's something that was super dope to see.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, mad respect for Cam for that, because Stat's boyfriend is his homeboy. And he's like, if you my mans, like, we're doing a podcast, say, you know, either of us, wives are there, and we got a guest, and they're just on the wives, like, one of us are gonna cut it off. Like, you gotta go. Facts. You gotta go. It's a wrap. And that's what I respect about him, because other hosts might not do that to keep the content.
To keep the content, one, and to keep the relationship. You know what I mean?
Yep, that too.
Because that's like one of those things too. Like, especially like I said, I always bring it back to music. But like in music, like you be in the studios with certain people, they're quote unquote somebody, and they be doing stuff that's kind of questionable. And you see how many people are just cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy got to connect with this person, so let me just chill out. And it's like, man, to a certain point, dog, like, you got to be able to sleep at night. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
I'm not going to put up with certain things that I'm against just because, this person might be able to give me an alley-oop later on or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
To me, Cam thought this is the last person. Like, there's 100 other guests that I'm going to have that's going to keep my shit going. I don't know. Are we cursing on this show?
Yeah. I mean,
I thought about that for a while.
I feel like we just be going in and out of it sometimes.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We can leave that in. I just want to know.
No. You know what it is, though? It's because, like, the algorithm sometimes
that's
will, like,
what I'm
take
wondering.
It out. But you could just bleep it, and then it'll just keep it going like nothing.
Yeah. So, back to Cam. Like, I think he thought like I gotta have 100 other guests that can keep this ride going. That I don't need Adrien Broner today.
And it's funny too, because like it's kind of like you setting the precedence also, and it's funny because one of the people that I met in music that is a dirtbag was actually one of the ones that gave me the best piece of advice. He was like, yo, you got to consider that whatever you trying to get on with, that's what people are going to expect from you.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if you're trying to do a certain style of music, trying to get on and thinking you're going to switch it up, it's like, nah, because your audience is looking at you for that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So, like, if you say, oh, let me just get a club song so I can get on, but then when people go look at your library and you don't got no club songs, then it's not going to work the way that you think it's going to work unless you're going to keep going with that vibe. You know what I'm saying? And that always stuck with me because it's like, it makes a lot of sense, bro. Like, there's people that have that attitude, like, I just want to get on however I can get on. But they don't realize, bro, that's how people are going to see
Expect you from
you
then
know what
on.
I mean? Exactly. And they're going to want you to be on that. And like you said, bro, Cam could have just been cool with it. And then all of a sudden, now you're known for like the super wild show. You know
and
what I mean?
And then he's going to have other guests like, oh, Adrien Broner went on that show and, you know, he wilded out. I can go and wild out on this show too.
And that kind of thing will probably get you, like, will not get you the invite to ESPN.
Yeah.
They won't talk about you on, like, because Stephen A. Smith has brought up Cam's show on ESPN.
Yeah.
He not going to be bringing it up if you're over there doing a whole bunch of ratchet wild stuff. You know what I mean? And, man, speaking of ESPN, we'll kind of start wrapping up with this. But, you know, WWE made that move to ESPN that we had talked about last episode.
Wrestlepalooza this weekend. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, the main event.
They announced that they're going to start it with that.
Oh.
So that's going to be the opening match.
That's different.
And people are going crazy, not because of any of the match stuff or anything like that, but people was used to us paying $5 to $10 a month for WWE because it was part of Peacock, and before that it was the network that was $10 a month. Then Peacock was like $5.99 a month, and you could just watch all the pay-per-views like that. Now they're going kind of back to the old model where it's more like a pay-per-view, and you gotta, like, the cheapest way you can get it is $30 a month. People going crazy,
and you just get WWE,
and you just get them pay-per-views and that content and stuff, and people going crazy. But it's funny because you got the competition, which is AEW. They got full pay-per-view. Like, their pay-per-views are $60, $70. Like, they don't got no subsidizing, nothing. Like, they've been, from the beginning, they've been $60 pay-per-views. So it's kind of funny seeing people like, oh, man, they being greedy and stuff. Bro, their competition is charging double that price. You know what I mean?
I didn't even, but do they get the same amount of viewers, though?
No, they don't at all. And that's kind of like my point with it. It's like, you know, you're complaining that it's like more. Obviously, don't nobody want to pay more for nothing. Like, you know, at the end of the day, I would rather keep paying $5.99. But when you consider what you're watching or whatever, like, for me at least, it's gonna decrease the frequency of the ones that I watch.
Same for me.
Before, I had the $5.99 on Peacock. I was just had it on auto renew because I knew there was a pay-per-view every month. And if I'm free, or even if I'm not free, I'll pull it up on my phone just to pass the time, whatever. Now, like, I have to know that I'm gonna be home and got nothing else to do to pay for it.
And it's a good event to pay for.
Exactly.
No, and I think just the same as myself. And I think there's plenty of fans like us. I got into wrestling more because it was on Peacock.
Exactly.
And I had Peacock. So I watched everything because it was on Peacock. Now it's not. Now I got to pay $30 more or upgrade because I have the Hulu. So I got to upgrade my Hulu to pay $30 to watch these events. I don't know how many events I'm going to watch.
And now the booking and the matchups matter more. Because before you ain't care because you was paying $5.99. You just throw it on. It's a live event. You watch it.
Nah, let me not say that. I was watching the Women's Royal Rumble just because it was on. I don't know if I'm gonna pay for a Women's Royal Rumble event now. No, nothing against the women, but I'm saying if I'm gonna pay for something, I'm gonna pay for the matches that I want to see.
I feel you 100%, man. It's kind of. Dang, bro.
No, shout out to Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan.
You better take me down a dangerous tangent.
Hey, we can say it, bro. We got to be real with it.
Hey, man, just just to kind of touch on what you said, man. That's another thing that's been popping up a lot lately too. Like, I know the WNBA is trying to get like a new media rights deal and like get their money up and stuff, but it's like, bruh, it's kind of tough when the quality of the product ain't there, bro. It's hard for me to watch NBA and then watch WNBA, bro. Like, it's like, it's almost like people want to ignore it. Like, it's not a thing, but it's like, bro, when I'm seeing LeBron hoop, I don't want to watch the WNBA after that, dog. Like, it's just, I mean, it's crazy that I even have to explain it, honestly, bro.
It is.
But it's just like, it's such a different product, and I'm so used to the NBA of it. And kind of like you're saying, like, when you watch, like, just like the normal men's wrestling that you used to seeing, bro. Even like somebody like Logan Paul, bro. Yeah. This dude doing a backflip from the ring to the announce table, bro. Like, he's just jumping up and flying through. I'm like, bro, this is insane. And then you watch the women's Royal Rumble and you're like, okay. I mean, you know.
No, for sure. Like, I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. I like the Indiana Fever.
Good for you.
I'm not going to watch that on Christmas Day. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm not going to watch that on any day. Dog.
No, but you know that's what I mean. It's like they have highlights, but they don't draw the full game attention for me to sit there and say, I'm going to watch all 4 quarters of this game.
Man, shout out to the homie January, man. She played for the Florida Gators women's basketball team.
Hey, go Gator.
She messaged me one time like, yo, you ain't watching the right stuff. Like, you know, she gave me some examples, and I respect her a lot, bro. So I checked it out, bro. Wasn't for me, man. It's just a completely different style than what you used to. You know what I mean? And it's just like, man, I'm an NBA diehard, bro. Like, I've been watching the NBA since I was a kid. And that's what I'm looking for in basketball. Like, to me, NBA style basketball is the basketball for me. And if it ain't that, I don't really care.
Yeah, the performance. No, to close that out, be completely realistic. The performance level has to be at a high level. You know, if the amount of missed shots. If we watch an NBA game and see that amount of missed shots, we're like, yo, this game's boring. Even with an NBA game, this game's boring. I'm gonna watch something else.
Nah, facts. And yeah, man, I definitely, I will say this, though. They have improved for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of, like, for example, from what I've seen, Sabrina Ionescu.
Yeah. She's
and
dope.
Paige Buchers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
the rookie of the year.
You got a couple players that you watch them play, and they legit, bro.
Yeah,
they legit. Yeah. I honestly think they better than Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? Like, Caitlin Clark is kind of like the Steph Curry, but also not as good as Steph, because Steph Curry was like, he changed the game, but he was the standard.
But the thing
after
is,
that.
he didn't come into the game like that.
No, he didn't come into the game like that. But what I'm saying is, like, once that happened, he continued it. It wasn't like a flash in the pan. For example, this is another good example. Ronda Rousey, bro.
Oh,
when she went to MMA, bro, it was like, oh, what are we seeing? Bro, just like this, you saw that there was way more skilled fighters than her. Like, I mean, they was just whooping her after like a year or two, you know what I mean?
Holly Holm.
And that's kind of how I feel about WNBA too. Like, there was so much hype about Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, but then the next draft class came in and you watching them and you're like, damn, these might be better than the last one we saw. So I'm hoping it gets better though. You know what I mean? If there's there's more good basketball that you could watch, you know, that's
I'm an
cool,
Aces fan. I'm a Galaxy fan. I like Kelsey Plum. I like watching her play. When I lived in Vegas, I watched a bunch of the Aces game. So I still I want to watch, but for me to continuously watch like I watch regular NBA, it has to change. It has to improve for me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Facts, man. But yeah, bro. It's the first episode, new setup, new vibes.
Yep.
Like we talked about in the beginning, we probably not gonna go as frequent as we did before. Maybe throw in some random little stuff in between here and there. We haven't really discussed it yet, but maybe just to like keep the page a little more active.
Got the new setup going on.
Yeah, facts, man. Shout out to the homie AJ, man.
Hey,
and the Canvas
came
studio,
through for
man.
us.
This place is dope. I started doing some music content here, and I was like, bro, this would be a perfect place to record some more podcast stuff and just get it
be a little
up to
cooler
quality.
in here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we always had good like quality as far as talks and the stuff we were talking about, and the clips always perform real well. But if we get it to that next level, it's definitely something that
I think we say that a lot. Like, a lot of people say it and we say it, but we're actually doing it. We're continuously trying to improve. by actions, not just keep talking about, hey, we want to do this, we want to do that. We think about it. We're like continuously all the time talking about, yo, how can we keep turning this up? And we're doing it. This is another step on that ladder to make this better as best as it can get.
Facts, man. Hey, another good episode, my
Yes,
guy.
sir.
And y'all already know.
Stay butter.
Stay butter.